Hi. Good morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this, evening. So we're starting out with the reading. A practicing master does not speak of suffering simply because a master practicing clearly understands the power of the word, and so chooses to simply not say a word about it. Well, I guess that does kind of go with what I had been planning to talk about today. So the number, I'm just going to read this to you really quick. The number 104, its meaning expresses personal freedom, expresses self-reliance and independence, and manifestations. So expressing personal freedom, what does that mean to you? So for me, my personal freedom is about happiness. You know, somebody once told me that I would never be happy, that I could never be happy. And I think they were right in that certain moment. I couldn't be happy because I was not having all my needs met. And I know what I need for myself to be happy now. Maybe before I didn't. But underneath my subconscious, I did, like underneath or my conscious level, I did know what I needed to be happy. It's not that somebody else wasn't providing it. It's just I was in the wrong energy. The wrong energy was around me, and I was pulling in negative energy consistently and constantly. And I do believe it really is because I did not know what made me happy. And that was my key to all of this, unlocking all of this, is finding what my happiness was. And for myself as a Cancer, for me, I really do need safety and security. I need to feel safe. And I love to have people around me and be able to give to them. But it really is a matter of finding it within you, your happy within you first, and your safety and security within you, no matter where you are, no matter who you're around, being able to really focus in on for me, am I feeling safe and secure right now? And what do I need to do to make that happen? I have a plan now. Like if I'm not feeling safe and secure, I have a plan of how to deal with that. So I did want to share one quick thing about yesterday meeting with Kate, Dr. Kate. She had told this really funny story. Sorry, I'm just looking for her card quick. I've met with her many times. We're on a board together. She's from the Center for Africans Now in America and Cultural Approach, Resources, and Empowerment. She's phenomenal. But she was telling me this little story about one of the children she works with, about how they had a headache. And the first thing that she says is she affirms the headache. Yes, you have a headache. I know it's probably really upsetting and hard for you to deal with right now, but I want you to take that headache and I want you to say no. You are not going to claim me. You are not going to have power over me. And I want you to go into the room and lay down for an hour and think about wrestling the headache. You know, wrestling the fear, anxiety, and the pain, and bringing your power back to you're not going to win. This headache is not going to win and take control over my life. I am the direct manifester of my life, and I cut out this side of the pain that I'm feeling because I have power over it. And she said that the little girl went into the room and she came back an hour and she said she wrestled her headache and now it's gone. And I just thought that was a really interesting story, and how often we ourselves forget about our own power within to make the changes in our life that we want to. So safety and security bring me happiness. So what do I need for safety and security? And what will I and won't I allow in my life? So it all starts with intentions. You know, what is finding what your likes and dislikes are and finding where your passion lies. So we always have to have a goal or an intention in order to make a pathway to it, or even think about how we would get it. So you really have to describe it to yourself on a level that you can make a plan. So let's say you want a new car. Let's say that's what it was. You want a new car. Well, just saying I want a new car, you're not going to manifest the car. And if you do, it might take some time. Unless you just have money to go get a car, obviously. But let's say you don't. But that's where your focus is. So you have to describe the car to yourself, what it looks like, go on some test drives, figure out what would really be the best fit for you and your family possibly, and then make a plan to get there. So how much are the payments? How much is the down payment? Do I want to even get a loan? Can I even get a loan? All these different questions, but none of it matters if you don't have a plan, you don't know what you want, and you don't know what you desire. And for me, first and foremost, as the goddess of radical self-love, it is my happiness. I need to feel safe and secure, and I need to feel that within myself. Even before I was able to manifest this home, and on a shoestring budget, I knew what I was wanting. And actually, to be honest, I wanted this house so bad, but it wasn't actually on the, it wasn't available till much later. But I drove by it multiple times and I just kept seeing it in my mind's eye, and it's yellow like the sun. So of course I love it. And it already was set up with all these rooms were set up for making music, and that's what my foster son does. So it was just pretty perfect, but it wouldn't be ready until a month or two down the line from when I needed it, because I think I looked at it early part of July, and then we moved in mid-August. So different things had happened in my life to provide me the safety and security of a foundation in order to receive the manifestation. It wasn't in the way that I was thinking. I didn't even know how I was really going to get there. But I knew what the intention was, and I knew what I really wanted, and it all ended up happening. So, and it was all based around my happiness, because I wasn't happy where I was. I knew that where I was did not feel safe and secure. I did not feel supported. So, you know, really being able to decide for yourself in which ways will I feel happy? And then also being able to discern, because if you're not focused on an intention, what happens is, like, there's this big pool of, well, I like to call it a toilet, is our subconscious, okay? So our subconscious has all these thoughts in it constantly, and you can unwillingly be drawing in negative things because you're swimming in your subconscious with no intentions. So we have to have intentions, we have to have action, but we have to know what we want first and foremost to begin with. And so kind of with the MECA plan is exactly how I can help people to have those the base, at least. Let's just start with the base, okay? So our root chakra, the base, right? Our physiological needs. We are human beings. There's somebody being the human. However, we're still humans. So we have internal drives, right? And we have a fight or flight response. We have all of these built neural pathways that have been since the beginning. So we have to be able to make sure we get our physiological needs met in order to go up to the next ladder, which is reproduction, safety and security. You know, we'll go through each step along the way with the MECA Maslow, and describing exactly, even for the physiological needs, what exactly does a home that is providing you with all of the elements you need look like. You know, this is not about decorating, because that's further up actually in the grid. And what does your food intake look like? What does your water look like? What does your homeostasis look like? So we're going to go through each one of those, describing what they are, finding experts within those areas so that we can all get a better perspective on what we should be aiming for. And they're obviously going to be all different because people have different needs. So when you use the MECA Maslow, you will begin to see what your likes and dislikes are, okay, within each part of the grid. And then once you are able to fulfill all of those, then we move up to the next part of the grid. And it doesn't mean that you have to have every single section crossed off, because we can jump around. I mean, there's going to be times where, let's say you get higher up on the grid, right? Let's say you're on your ego, right? So once we get up to the power, our solar plexus, it's really, once you're able to fulfill a lot of those needs, and you're up in your heart, and then you're up into your communication, and then you're up into your self-knowing, and then you're up into the divine, all of a sudden you might go, oh shit, I have to go back to the physiological needs because I'm not getting what I wanted. They were wrong. I mean, maybe not for the time that you embarked on your journey with that, but now they've changed, right? So we need different resources to be able to go along with those changes and to help support what our new intentions are. So that's kind of why I am here, to help everyone progress up the MECA Maslow and to be able to identify what their dreams, passion, goals, and desires are, so that we can get a better idea on how to make the path. So we go from where you are now to where you want to be and how you're going to get there. And it's pretty, I am a result of the MECA Maslow. So I'm still working on every part of the grid constantly, but I'm working, I'm striving to give myself all the things that I need to be happy and productive and giving to others, right? But it all starts with me and my self-love and my self-care. So yeah, my happiness comes first as the goddess of self-love. I need to be happy so I can help others find their happiness. So at times, like I said, when you're swimming in your big toilet bowl of subconscious, right, you have to be able to pick out within there what is going to help you and leave behind what is going to hurt you. So we do that through the clearing. So once you're going through the grid, you will be able to start using discernment. So when you were swimming in this toilet bowl of subconscious, you were unwittingly drawing all these things in, okay? Now we proceed with discernment. What of those things that are coming towards us do we want to keep? And what do we want to banish? No, sorry, you're not welcome. You're not welcome in here. Like, you have to do it with people sometimes too, because, you know, especially as an empath or especially as a caregiver, everybody wants you to take care of them, and you can't take care of everybody at once. So you have to be able to discern what feels right to you. Go with your gut feeling. Communicate with compassion and offer all the blessings in the world, but you can always do that from 100 miles away. They don't have to be in your space to love somebody. You can love them from afar, and you can support them through really not enabling their behavior that's destructive and refusing to allow their energy to intermingle with yours, because energy vampires are real. I just wanted to really quick go over the happify.com. I just wanted to see what some other people's ideas of happiness or resources, what their ideas of happiness is. And I really do like this, because happiness is not feeling good at all times. Obviously, we can't feel good 24 hours a day, like happiness, bliss, because, well, we're actually living, you know. I mean, maybe a monk could, but it's really being able to bring your mind to a time where you were happy, to stop the flow of the negative reaction pattern. So not controlling your mind, but controlling your emotions. So if you start getting triggered, if you start, you know, having somebody push your buttons or a situation push your buttons, being able to see in your mind's eye another time that you were happy, or peaceful, calm, and being able to slow your breathing, basically having a plan to keep and hold steady to what it is you're looking for. For me, happy. But yeah, I mean, I think I feel happy just being satisfied with those needs, but it doesn't mean joy and happy are totally different. Joy would be like, to me, because I do have a lot of magical moments in my life, even if it seems like it's not that big of a deal to somebody else. Like, for me, I have a ton of magical moments, like most every day. And, you know, that would be pure joy and bliss to me. Whereas being happy to me is more of being satisfied and content. Happiness is not being rich, is what the happify.com says. Happiness is not being rich or affording everything you want. And obviously for myself, I definitely know that, since or believe that, since I recently had to choose between what was more important: my dreams, passions, goals, and desires, my happy, or a life of complete, utter comfort. 100%. It was comfort. And, but it was comfort only at the expense of my dreams, passions, goals, and desires. So you kind of have to like prioritize, you know? Yeah, I did love my bathtub. I really did. It's amazing. It was amazing. I did love my Porsche, but I didn't love it more than I loved myself. I didn't love those things more than what I have to offer the world. And happiness is not a final destination, they say. Like I said, if we have our intentions and a list of our intentions, everything that I have desired has revolved around my happiness, MECA, and my children. Those are like priorities. I mean, like, they're the ones. It's it. That's it. That's all there is right there. I have happiness already. I have MECA already. MECA is here. I have my children, not in the way that I had them a year ago or even a few months ago, but in a way that is still making me feel safe and secure and happy. So I can be able to continue to facilitate my vision. But my vision in the end is not the end all be all. It's the process, because it's always changing. Even from the beginning of MECA, it's changed so much. If I would have just kept on the vision that was the vision back then, I know I would not have been happy, because it was stressful. What I was focused on was stressful, and the way I was going about it was stressful. Dealing with the people that I was dealing with was stressful. Being able to see people's intentions and knowing that they're not always fighting for what you think they are. Even if they tell you to your face, you have to watch their actions. It's kind of like somebody who says, like, I love you or I'm sorry, but there's no action behind it. Those words to me are action-based. So I'm not really much about the talk. I'm more about the walk. So what are you doing, to bring your happiness? I don't want to hear blaming and complaining. I want to hear what is making you happy. I want to know that you have a plan for that. So here's their idea of Happify Daily, right? Happify.com. So what is happiness? The research suggests that happiness is a combination of how satisfied you are with your life. For example, finding meaning in your work, caregiving, and how good you feel on a day-to-day basis. Both of these relatively stable, that is, our life changes and our mood fluctuates, but our general happiness is more determined than anything, genetically determined than anything else. I don't know about that one. The good news is, with consistent effort, this can be offset. Okay, I would love to see the research on how it's genetically determined, because I will tell you right now, maybe I was just like the off whatever, but even though I had a lot of struggles, I mean, a lot of challenges to get through, and believe me, I hit some really bad lows, but I really do believe like happiness now is something that I work towards, but I think everybody does. I've seen plenty of people who have families that are either extremely happy and they're the ones who aren't, or vice versa. I think we can all learn how to basically be happy by identifying first what makes us happy. But let's keep reading. It says, the good news is with consistent effort, this can be offset. Think of it like you think about weight. If you eat how you want to and are as active as you want to, your body will settle at a certain weight. But if you eat less, you'd like to exercise more, your weight will adjust accordingly. If that new diet or exercise regimen becomes part of your everyday life, then you will stay at this new weight. If you go back to eating and exercising the way you used to, your weight will return to where it started. So it goes too with happiness. In other words, you have the ability to control how you feel, and with consistent practice, you can form lifelong habits for a more satisfying and fulfilling life. Okay. I get that. However, I don't think people are going to be as concerned with their happiness if they don't have their physiological needs met. So, home, food, water, homeostasis, these things need to be a priority first and foremost in your life in order to build upon them. And that's what we're going to be doing together. So, it's going to be fun. So, for the rest of the day, I am going to be recording for my Snake That Never Sheds, and doing another meditation. I'm going to do two because one was really short. I'm going to do the second one longer. And yes, for my caregivers, I just want to say thank you as normal, because, you guys are the life seed of the world. So, like the MECA sign, we are, we're willing to put in the work and go the extra mile to complicate our lives at times, to make sure others' well-being comes first. And I really do think it's because of this compassionate heart. Although, like I said, throughout the MECA grid, we can have a lot of boxes checked off. But for our caregivers, we have to really put a strong emphasis on our self-care. What are you doing today for your self-care? So today for me, so far, I got a coffee, which normally would be an everyday routine, but it hasn't been. It's maybe a reset from the universe saying, you don't need this. I don't know. I'll take a bath and go on a walk and do my meditation. So my day today is filled with self-care, but on a regular basis. Oh, and take my fish oil. My day on a regular basis is filled or surrounded, wrapped around self-care, because I know that's what I need to be able to give to others in the most healthy fashion. So I would like you, if you would make a list of the things that you enjoy for self-care, alone time and time with friends and time with family. Like, make a entire list of your needs, your self-care needs. And along the way, we will definitely go over different types of self-care, and have a lot of different resources, a lot of different experts within their field be able to explain different methods of self-care. And I think that's about it for today. Yeah, I love you, and I hope that this weekend serves you in the most positive light and love. And just, I'm sending you all my love, all my heart, all my power to empower you and to reach your goals, passions, and desires while you're doing just this amazing job of serving others. Don't forget about yourself. All right.